Hello everyone and welcome to another double-sleeved draft video. I'm John from DoubleSleeved and we are going to be doing a M21 draft. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video because you want to, I would say. Either way, we've had some decent success. We built up to a good win set of, I think it was 4 wins last time. We've got to beat that this time. I love the fact that you've clicked on this video because it was a juicy title about how great we've done. So now, in retrospect, I've got to actually do that. So we're going to get straight into it now. Here we go. Prepare yourselves. Buckle up because it's drafting time. Hopefully you can hear me, even though my microphone's as far away. I mean, I'm like looking at you, my microphone's not right there. So hopefully the vid qual, as I'm going to call it, video quality, I needed to explain that, is good. Waiting for a draft. So I've seen quite a lot of drafts online. I really enjoy watching them, but it seems to have dried up a little bit in terms of some of the, like, I don't know, bigger names maybe, but everyone's on this vintage cube draft online. Out of my league completely. Enjoy watching them. I'm also not sure I'm a fan of the online Magic Online platform. Is that just me? I don't know. I quite like the arena sitch. I think it's good. So. Okay. Okie dokie 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 dokie. So, straight away, there's a lot of red in this pack. First of all, Containment Priest is not going to do it. Rain of Revelations, not going to do it. Havoc Jester, no. For me, best card in this pack is a Scorching Dragonfire, and I'm happy to take that with the knowledge that we might wheel. I mean, the Soul Seer is really good too, but it's just not quite as quick as the Scorching Dragonfire. Happy to wheel one of these guys if we needed to, or even a Brute. So we'll take the Scorching Dragonfire off to a good red start. Okay. So, I mean, I like big red-green. Would I be emotional about taking that? No. I think Tempered Veteran's very good. I did Boros last time though. I feel like I would be forcing Boros again. Ghostlight's good, although I think it's kind of improving to be slightly too slow in some cases. I feel like a Dreadmore, I feel like big green-red is quite a fun thing to look for. I don't think we're necessarily losing anything, although I do like the Ghostlight, even though it is a bit slower. I think blue-red can be a really good archetype. I think it's probably safer to go for the Ghostlight. We can always drop blue if we don't like it in the end. There's not a lot else really in here. Like I said, the Veteran's pretty good with counters, but we didn't see much counters in the first pack. So we'll go Ghostlight. Okay. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Angelic Ascension's obviously pretty good in terms of turning your own stuff into an angel. I don't think that necessarily it's shown to be a particularly good offensive card, or should I say defensive card, when I look at it, against your opponent's creatures or planeswalkers. I mean, this Siege Strike is pretty good. Double Strike 1/1 that gets bigger? Yeah, absolutely. Meteorite is average at best. I mean, we took Scorching first pick. I'm happy to have 2 of them. Hoping to wheel maybe a Dart. I mean, any of those, a Frost Breath would be good. Still not another Ghostlight. I'll be honest, Ghostlight's probably the best pick in this pack, and we could probably try and wheel one of these guys. I've not seen a lot of like cheeky spells, although, you know, we're not doing too badly on that front. I can't see a better pick here, so we're going to go for it. So we've not decided on colours. There's a lot of blue here, and we should see this pack again. I do like Tolarian Kraken, but I think it's a bit slow now. Frost Breath, happy to have. I feel like Spined Megalodon is pretty good. I like Obsessive Stitcher. If we'd have seen more black, I'd be tempted. I don't dislike Arcanist in a deck that we're probably going to be running a lot of instants and sorceries, but you just can't beat Shock. I'll first pick Shock if a pack's bad enough, and there's nothing in here that's kind of really forcing me. And Swiftwater Cliffs would be nice if that came round. I mean, that's the unlocker for this deck, the Goblin Wizardry. I feel like we're probably going to go sort of Izzet spells. Looking at this right now, the Black Sanctum is good. Pinging and gaining life is strong in a number of different. I mean, even just if the game goes long, it's a good card. But Wizardry is just too strong in what we're trying to do here. I mean, Capture Sphere is good. It does work with Prowess if we get any Prowess cards. I do like Frost Breath. Are we more tapping things or are we more stopping things? You know, I kind of feel like I like the instant speed options more, which is a bit a risky thing to be doing, but I like tapping 2 of their creatures and holding up Goblin Wizardry. Yeah, I think it's a Frost Breath, which is maybe a bit controversial for some of you guys out there. I don't think. Oh, I love the animations on that card. Look at the wavy hair. That's awesome. We're probably just gonna grab. I mean, it's probably best actually just to grab this just in case, because I'm not that bothered by some of these cards. We'll take the dual land just in case. So we're back round to our first pack. I don't know if I dislike a cancel here, or even Reign of Revelation actually. I think it just gives us the card draw at instant speed. We like this sort of 4 mana. Yeah, okay. Again, I think I'm not adverse to some of these, but it's too slow at sorcery speed. I'd rather just take the dual land. The darts come round. Again, it's a 4 mana instant speed removal that is going to be useful for us. Now, we can either go for a potentially defensive card. It's a bit more top end. I just don't think it does it. I think it's probably smarter for us to just have the Glide Master, giving our creatures flying to get over the top. Another Frost Breath, but I think we've got to take the Cliffs. And the Arcanist is a great pickup towards the end there. I mean, we really lucked out on that back end. Okay, wow. So, this is a pack and a half. Like half this pack is top end. I think for us, Riddle Form, I mean, if we look at, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 cards that work with Riddle Form already. I love Wizardry. I'm almost tempted to say Wizardry is better than Riddle Form. You know what? I'm gonna take Wizardry. No, I've got to take. The choices. I feel like we did such a good job of cutting off red. We're taking Wizardry in the last minute. Wow, that's past late. I mean, I know it's the second pick, so it's not late, but surely you just grab that, don't you? Clearly not in green on the left-hand side. Spellgorge are weird. It's counters, which is better than Prowess in terms of just gaining 1/1 for the end till the end of turn. it's you know, if we look at here, we need that slot to be filled. We're missing that 3 drop at the moment. Wheeling the Ghost Light, we've already got a couple, we don't need any more really, but we'll take it. Or the Revelation would be fine. I'd take a Burn Bright if I had to. Lofty Denial, we've got a couple of flyers, so it's not awful. Okay, so what am I looking at here? I've not seen any Frantic Inventories, so I don't feel like we're getting any value out of that. And we've got Shipwrecked Dowser. It took me a second just to veer my eyes up to see that. It's clearly the card. It's prowess, and you get back an instant or sorcery. And at the moment, we're just we're banging out so many good instants and sorceries. It would be a shame not to. I mean, it's just happened. Okay. So there's a couple of points here. We either go big top end that basically cycles. We go little combat trick, which does play really nicely into what we're looking at. Or we go keep the card draw going, get a bit of aerial. Finally, we go for a short sword, which kind of early doors, passing it around our. I feel like that'll wheel. That could. I feel like one of these will wheel, and I think the Sky Scanner's a flyer that might help with some of the other synergy we might pick up. Oh, look at that! What a combo! Who's passing that pack? Gosh, we're not going to run. I am yet to run an Arsonist with confidence. But if you compare like Wizardry or a Wishcoin Crab, why would... It's a decent sized blocker. It is irritating for them, but I just don't know if it's what we want. We want to keep our curve low, so I'm gonna take the Arsonist, but okay. So that's a great black card. There's clearly no one in black. Probably a bit of a sign. Read the Tides is alright, but it's expensive. Tome Anima. Sounds too much like Tome Anima for me. Just puts me off, to be honest with you. That's the insightful information you were hoping for. We'll take a Lofty Denial. We probably won't run it, but we do have a Sky Scanner and we do have a couple of Roaming Ghost Lights, and it is a cheeky instant. Oh, what's happening there? We cut blue off that badly. I'll take a third. I might not run it. Oh, crikey. I think we've just cut blue off completely. Jeskai Elder was nearly a first pick. So that's incredible that we've managed to have that come round. I think we're better off with a Lofty Denial. No, yes, maybe. Who knows? I think we're actually... Oh, crikey. I think we're actually better off. I knew that we'd get that back round. We're actually better off with some rewinds than we are with... with like your Lofty Denials or your cancels or anything like that. So last pack, I feel, I'll be honest with you, right now we're just adding on to it. Oh, look at this. Oh, Eliminate, Grasp, Swift Response. We're going to take a Rousing Read. But, oh, what a pack for anyone in Orzhov. I feel emotional looking at that. So, I mean, playables, we're having a great time. We're really going to have to thin ourselves down here. take the Rousing Reed. So we missed the Frantic Inventory from the last pack. 2 still isn't good enough. We've already got too many Roaming Ghostlights. I'm not adverse to another Rain of Revelation or even Miscast, just because it'll buff things. Oh, Miscast is just not a good card. Rain of Revelation is a better card. Pitchburn Devils, does that just sort of help us out top end? Probably not. I think we just need to keep our 4 mana instant speed open. A Grim Tutor. Oh, if this was real life. There's some absolutely fantastic cards. Is it a Sky Scanner? I was about to pick Crash Through. But is it a Sky Scanner just to keep the card draw going? Another body on the online? Or is it a Magma? Because we know Magma's just strong, dealing damage over time. I don't hate it. Ah, oh, there he is. Yeah, so what we haven't got, and we just have to be conscious, we do have a Capture Sphere, right? At the moment we're tapping creatures, we're destroying small creatures, but we're using like our offensive strategy to kill their top end. A turn to Slag is a slow way of us taking out something big. I feel like a rewind is better for us than a ... I don't know. It's better. It's just better for us. We have got quite a lot of top end. Well, I feel like we're just flirting with things at the moment. Rewind or wheel. Or will it? We've got 2 Sky Scanners. We don't need a third. We'll take a rewind. Not a lot in here for us. We'll take the Sure Strike. Now that's nice. That's payoff for taking the Flyers. Look at these packs that are just coming through to us now. I didn't want a Capture Sphere. I like the instant speed. I don't want Battle Rattle. I'd rather have a Capture Sphere. This is our pack coming back around to us. What is going on? What is that doing? Wheeling. I knew we'd get it. I mean, second Frantic Inventory. Crash Through. We might play it. Frost Breath. We've already got one. So, we've got far too many cards. We've had too much fun here. We're going to need to be really considered in what we keep in. Because if you look at it, we have got, I'm just gonna go through and take out anything that I'm not overwhelmed by. So how does this feel for us? Okay, so if we look at like a bit of removal, how come I can't? Yeah, I'll put it over there. Sorry. Any sort of combat tricks that we are So we've got plenty of things to do. Obviously, Lofty Denial is working really well with. We've got the 1 prowess. We've got the riddle form. We've got the weird. We've got the goblin wizardries. And then we've got the shipwreck dowser. Okay, so we've got 5 payoffs. In fact, we've got 2 goblin wizardries, so 6 payoffs. We've also got flyers. We've got the 2 roaming ghost lights. We've got the tide skimmer, 2 sky scanners. So where my head's at the moment is, do we need more instant speed interaction? Like, we've got a crash through, but are we better off are we better off coupling like a rewind with another Reign of Revelation? Or do we need more bottom? I think we need more bottom end. I don't dislike that combination. So early game, we are looking to get out a Riddle Form, an Arcanist, a Jeskai Elder, and then, just kind of push them back until we can get to we start hitting the board with some of these guys. So delay, and then get up there. I'm worrying a little bit that we're a bit slow at the start of the game to really get going. I would just wonder whether or not I should be trying to preference an Arsonist or something just to sort of put a threat on the board. We are so light on creatures. Although wizardry is basically a creature. Okay. 16 lands I'm happy with. We've got something to do turn 1. Arsonist, Silent Dart. We've got something to do turn 2. The Elder, the Riddle Form, the Arcanist. Turn 3, we're buffing that, or we're using the Arcanist to go big on something higher up. Yeah. You know what? Last thing. Okay. Here we go, guys. I feel good about this deck. I think that you'll probably all look at it and go, I'd have kept that in, I'd have taken that out. You've got too many of that, not enough of that. But at the end of the day, you've got to try these things, you know. I'm not angry about this this hand. Jonna or Yona. So we got enough here to. Oh man. So obviously Arcanist is giving us, might just be me that's a bit loud on that. Okay. Arcanist is getting us ready. We can always Rousing Read it. Okay, so what do we want to get rid of? It's probably just an island, you know. Happy just to sit and be a bit more defensive. Us dealing 2 damage just allows them to deal 2 damage next turn, which isn't getting maximum use really. Next turn we have the ability to play the Shipwreck Dowser. No, we don't. We have to play Spellgorger Weird. So they're holding up a cancel. So where my head's at is we Scorching Dragonfire. Then next turn we Shipwreck Dowser to get it back. Let's see what interaction they're going to have. They'll probably let that go. Yeah. And they're probably thinking, I mean, I'm not particularly upset by that. Okay, so I think we're in the best place to get the weird down and pass the turn and see whether, if they're mono blue, then I'm not particularly worried. Capture Sphere is about as bad as it gets. You know, they can Frost Breath. There were quite a few Frost Breaths kicking it out. There always are. But I'm not. I expect they've just got a lot of sort of top end. So this is kind of perfect for us, in as much as we can play the Wizardry at the end of the turn if we want. We can Scorching Dragonfire if we want. Now they're going to try and block, and we'll just Rain of Revelation. Like, I'm happy just to hold that. So the end of their turn, we're going to be looking to Goblin Wizardry. If they play a big threat, happy to just let that happen. Okay, so we have I think we're probably just going to draw some cards. We'll hold back 1. I think we just hold back the Arcanist, and yeah, and that gives us the Scorching Dragonfire or the Sure Strike if we really need it. See if they want to do anything. We just don't need this many lands, but it's good just to get them out of the way. Okay, so if we'd have known we'd have got a land, we could have swung in with the Valdelian Arcanist, which, although we like having it back, is a bit of a blocker. Okay, so they've just missed their red mana. That's a shame. Happens to us all. I mean, I could. Oh well. But I mean, I've got lethal. They'll probably just pop unless they've got something. So a very convincing first game. I don't feel like at any point I was wishing I had better cards. I had lots of options, so I quite enjoy this kind of deck. I think it probably is one of, if not the strongest sort of combination. It certainly was in the last format. One of the stronger. Not bad. 1-0. Felt pretty good. I mean, that's helpful in terms of mana. I don't like how slow this is, but I think having one less card is going to be too much of a problem, and that is helpful. Double black hat hits, and then okay. Yep, okay. Get Scorching Dragonfire. Okay, so next turn we've got Frostbreath if we need it. We've got, obviously the Sky Scan is probably the best bet. Happy to take one if that means that they lose their blocker. Okay. Gives us something in the air to get in the way, although obviously we're not going to be doing that right now. I'd rather just make them worried about it. I'll take the 1. They've got obviously a Grasp of Darkness or something. Go on, use it. I like blue-black. They're annoying colours in this set because you have got quite a lot to do, as you can see, with 4 mana and blue. That's quite, I say defensive, but quite a lot of like setting yourself up. In fact, there's a lot going on their turn. Means it must be some sort of sorcery or okay. I mean, maybe it's just me, but that just didn't seem like a particularly smart thing to do. I mean, I'll wait until I'll stop them from playing creatures and get rid of this. What you're going to say is they could have had a counter spell open. You're correct, they could have done, and that would have been a sensible assumption. I'm happy to just sit with a Riddle form. It becomes a 3/3 flyer. Okay, so they've topped an opt, which is interesting. Okay. Okay, so Lofty Denial is interesting. I'm happy to Rain of Revelation when they attack, or Lofty Denial. Yeah, so that was annoying. So they're going to give it Death Touch. It is what it is. We drew our hand out of it. We got rid of their flying blocker. Do I feel great about it? Not necessarily. So we go Arcanist. Helps us cast some of the other spells we've got. Or we wait. We're going to have to play something, otherwise we're going to have to discard. And I don't really fancy that. So we have now got a counter spell open if they play something big. Bearing in mind it is going to need to use like all of their mana. Okay. So we've got a couple of Ghost Lights. Which is a bit of a pain. They know we've got a Ghost Light. They know we've got a Frost Breath. They don't want to play anything because they know I'll bounce it. So we'll do this old guy. Very rude. We've obviously got some sort of interaction that they can do. It's probably a Grasp of Darkness, but they're thinking it's not worth it. I'll draw 2 cards and discard a card and be happy with that. Ugh. They're not going to not take 2. It isn't really too much of a problem for them. Now that we've got a flyer, our Lofty Denial becomes much more powerful. And will mean Tide Skimmer becomes good. And that's going to irritate them. Which is fine. Just waste their turn, and now they really don't have any interaction back. More meaningfully anyway. So at this stage, what's in our graveyard? We can get another Scorching Dragonfire. Now if they've got a Lofty Denial, which they could do, then that's a bit of a pain. Again, feeling like the deck's synergy is pretty strong. I feel like it's around the 5 mana that the game kind of stalls out. So having quite a lot to do is really useful, especially quite a lot of instant speed. So I feel like now that we've got a prowess down, we've got a couple of Ghost Lights to bounce their stuff. We've got Frost Breaths to shut their stuff off. But if they don't do anything, we can just wizardry and just keep wizardrying. That is a phrase. You know, we will at some point use wizardry, probably on our turn. That's drawing us cards, which is great, but in this sort of, at the moment, I've got a absolute handful. They know I don't have anything to stop them, so they really just need to slam down anything they can. But they know I can just bounce it back, which is kind of irritating. Okay, so they're just holding. I guess I've got no real impetus to need to do anything. And if they're going to play a creature, I mean, it's annoying, but it isn't the end of the world. They're probably hoping I was going to do something a bit more interesting than just Just hit them for 2 or 4 each turn. Okay, so they're now getting some value out of that. They're drawing a few cards. So they've got 5 in hand, which is alright. They're looking at my stuff. And I'll let them think that there's more going on than there is. There's no real benefit to waiting. We're not going to be bouncing a Roman Ghostlight because it can just keep doing its same effect over and over. We'll see what they want to put down. But we're going to be playing Goblin Wizardry at the end of this turn anyway. Yep, that's that. So at this stage, you know, we're kind of majorly in the driving seat. We've got enough mana to play a wizardry at the end of their turn. And then bounce their Crypt Lurker. Well, there you go. The deck's got a lot going for it. You get the prowess, you get a couple of wizardries. Oh, we're ranking back up again. The new season started, and therefore we're back down. Okay, well, the truck is trucking. We held quite an iffy hand as well in that one, and we were paid off by our 4-hour bravery with a land immediately, which is good. I feel like there are ways this deck is not going to function if you don't get enough interaction early game, but I think we haven't seen a shock yet, you know, stuff like that, but seeing like the Scorching Dragonfires is good, and I've not been, you know what, I actually think things like the Capture Sphere, I think I'd just rather have a Ghostlight or Wizardries, you know, but we're yet to really face it, either a mirror, proper mirror, or like counters or something. I like it. It's a good look at this. This is fine. We're missing that kind of really early play, but being on the draw is a bit annoying, because something like Lofty Denial would have been really good to hold open. But we can Lofty Denial on turn 2 and stop whatever their turn 3 play is, unless we get a good 2-drop, like a Jeskai Elder or something. 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Yeah. So we've got, if they play a 3rd land and then a 3 mana something, then we'll Lofty Denial it, which is kind of irritating. We're not going to Lofty Denial that. Why have they got 2 of those? What are they looking for? obviously hitting their land drops, I assume. Are they mono green, or are they literally like hoping that they find... Oh, okay. I mean... So it's using all our mana, which is fine. Next turn we can go... Yeah, that's fine. We wouldn't have been able to stop it anyway. Yeah, so we've got Lofty Denial open if they want to play something for 4 or 5 mana now. But it's unlikely that they will. They'll just attack, which is fine. I'll have to take 3. It's not ideal, but they're going to get rid of an enchantment or an artifact. Oh, that's fine. We'll Lofty Denial that. So that's kind of wasted there. And now they're going to have to spend their mana to replay that. So that's fine. So that puts us right back in the driver's seat. So that thing's fine because we can Frost Breath that next turn or just Capture Sphere it. So we're going to Sky Scanner and hope to... So they have got some sort of interaction. So that just permanently kind of just seals it for a bit. Okay. Well, that's useful to know because now I know not to attack into it, and I'll Capture Sphere it next time. They would have just blocked the Capture Sphere with the Ranger's Guile. We know we can draw into a lot of other things. The Weird's just going to grow. They could destroy the Thopter. Oh, okay. The Ooze could be annoying. But we just want to get rid of their reach creature, really, at this stage. And then it's just very much up to them as to whether or not they want to get rid of their Thrashing Brontodon in order to get rid of the Capture Sphere. Which, they can do it instant speed, but it will keep that... I'll let them double block. So just going to block and then sacrifice and destroy the Capture Sphere, which is fine. Yeah, so that's now setting us up for kind of future turns, which is okay. You know, they're running out of cards. They're going to need to turn things sideways in order to get anywhere. We can still draw a lot of things that can deal with the... I say a lot of things. We can draw things that will deal with the Sage. Another Roaming Ghostlight would be fine. Jessica Elder doesn't hurt anyone. So they've got reach. I'm not overly emotional about it. They're going to need to double block the Spellgorger Weird. But they'll probably just chump it. But, you know, they're chumping it with things that, realistically, they wouldn't want to. You know, that, for me, you know, unless they're going to throw out some... Yeah, so they're having to waste... So they're wasting some accelerant. Alright, they've got 7 mana on the board, so it's unlikely that'll be helpful. Exile card from graveyard. 1, 2, 3 creatures in that graveyard. Interesting that they choose to do that way around. Yeah, so they've got the Sage, which they'll play. Gives them another flying blocker, which is fine. There are more Frost Breaths, I think. Or maybe we only had one. I can't remember. Yeah, they're building a big chunky board, which is fine. But they're going to have to go sideways at some point to attack, so... So they can pay 4 to... Okay. So next turn they're doing 3 damage with the dart, which will get rid of the Ghostlight. Realistically, there's not a lot I can do until I draw something. A Rain of Revelations would be good. Give me some card draw and buff things. You know, he's just going to grow that. Luckily, I've got no creatures in my graveyard, and that's as big as that's going to get. The weird is still stopping their advances with the ooze, and I can lose my tokens and their tokens without the ooze growing. You got to envisage that the Ghostlight won't stick around for long, so that'll be useful for Frost Breath. Expect the dart to be triggered at this stage. Obviously, there's going to be some interaction in terms of whatever this card is, but the dart will take out the Ghostlight or the Jeskai Elder. Probably the Elder because of the card that we get. I mean, saying that, we have to discard it anyway. You'd expect that the ooze needs to block the Elder. They'll chump them, which means 9 damage goes through. Which means not 9 damage goes through. Of course. It would make more sense to block the big thing. Oh, interesting. So he's gonna eat the Elder, which is fine. And eat whatever the other one was, which is fine. Oh yeah, the Ghost Light. It can't attack with use. Because it leaves them vulnerable. Don't know what this card is. Now we do. Excellent. Okay. That's not what we wanted. So we can take... We can't take full attacks from everyone. The Trample's going to be doing us. So we need to leave 3 blockers open, which can be the 2 Goblins and the Vulcan, or whatever it's called. So we will send in these guys. In fact, we'll just peck them. We'll peck them for 2. We can sort the Dreadmore out with the Weird. Okay, so they're just going to go through and get rid of all our cards. That's fair enough if that's what you want to do. So the Sages are back online. So cards, I've got 20 and they've got 20. They're just building a board. They're just going to have to pass because the Weird is just... You might as well get rid of the last one, pal. I mean, I've got good cards in my deck. Oh, that's interesting. So what does that do? The Weird becomes an 8/8. It means blocking with a Dowser on the Ooze is not a bad thing, or the Dreadmore's not a bad thing. It just makes our blocks more effective. We will lose the race in 20 turns if we do not do something. You know, they're absolutely just going to pass. Okay. Okay, yeah, shit's got real now. Pardon my French. So what happens if we send everything in? Blocks one of those, one of those. We kill both of those. We could... block and kill. I'm a little bit nervous about sending everything in, to be honest with you. You know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. going to be interesting to see what this is. It was another Ranger's Guile. You'd expect at this stage they'll probably pack it in. They're going to really need to pull something swiftly. There we go. Come on. That was hard work, and I apologise for what would have been some tense and slow viewing. But we got it. That was hard. We got there. Again, the powerful cards, the Scorching Dragonfires and Rousing Reed really came through for us there. Well, that's nice. So, we keep going undefeated. This deck has some potential. I'm not going to say it's necessarily the be-all and end-all, but, you know, it's feeling good. Basuzu. Unfortunately, without blue there, we've got all our top end. That's so much better. That is so much better. And I actually think we get rid of the Ghostlight. And we favour the fact that we know there's another Ghostlight in there. Does it matter what land I play? No. But that kind of makes them question. Right, I'm doing that with the knowledge next turn we either have Dragonfire open or we can go weird. Interesting. So they have got. I'm gonna put the weird down. I'm gonna force them to make a decision. If they've got a Dragonfire, so that helps us draw a card, discard a card. Flyers could be useful. Are we worried about playing lands? Oh, no, we're not. That's by a bold decision I just made there. But that might make them think we've got a bunch of lands. So that's not a bad thing. So they'll be chock full of removal. Okay. Fine by me. That's what you want to do. I mean, I'm not sure it's worth it to spend. Okay. So that's kind of irritating. So this is fine. So we've got Lofty's Nile, which is going to be hard for them to interact with. in terms of that is so bad for them. Just destroyed their own imp for nothing. What a shame. Now we're drawing cards like there's no tomorrow. I don't think we even need the Arcanist. We certainly don't need the land. Cool. There you go. So much interaction. We mulled to 6, and we just had enough. We had the answers. We had the offense. We just maintained the board. It's a strong set of cards, and I don't think it's specifically about the set of cards I've pulled. I think there are enough good red and blue cards in this set to kind of in a useful mashup do fairly well. That being said, we're on 4 wins. Yeah, we've not set the world alight yet, so we do need. Oh, you know what? We're going to keep it. We've got stuff to do turn 3. We're just going to have to hope that they're slow for the first couple of turns, or that we draw something exciting. Another land would be a pain in the backside. We are on the play, so it does give us sort of a little bit of an extra head start. You know, something like that doesn't hurt anyone. At this stage, if they don't play anything, they've not played anything. That's fine. So I mean, and now we're kind of like, I feel like we're fairly commanding. Red, black, sacrifice. So, our options are to get another Sky Scanner out. I feel like we just have the instant speed removal. And if they want to do something to it, then they can, but that stops the sapling from really doing much. We'll take another 2. Yeah, that's fine. Oh. So, I like this for options. So sure striking our Sky Scanner makes it a 4-1. I'm not sure. So they're going to need to have some serious spells to combat that. If they want to waste a spell, like, what? I mean, I stopped the majority of their offense. I'd rather do that. The reason I want to do that on my turn is because I'm scared about what they could draw to pump it up, and 2 pump up spells at sorcery speed, or, you know, what a strange thing to do. That is such a bad card. Like, you just traded my 3/3 for a 3/2 flyer. And now you've got nothing. And now I'm drawing cards. I'm in a commanding position. I'll just sit here and hold open a Scorching Dragonfire for whatever you put out. Yeah, okay. So, debatably, that was the wrong decision. It's not really. That's a little bit of a pain. You know, I can block the Hellkite Punisher with the Sky Scanner. It depends what their last card is. Okay, I will do that. It doesn't really. I mean, they've clearly not got anything to do with their last card because they're just gonna pump it up for some reason. I'll block it with the 1/1. If they've got I was gonna say if they've got a crash through. I mean, a crash through in that instance is pretty good. So 16 lands in the deck. Are they going to do the same thing again? Right, so they can pump that up to be a 13/6. I can then attack. I'll draw a card, I'll attack and draw a card. So I've got to find an answer in 2 cards. And anything else they play will pretty much guarantee them the game. I won't concede until the next draw. They're going to have to like go through this over and over again. Oh, what a painful way to go. Okay. I guess that's kind of like, I know I've got you next turn. Interesting. Give me a bit more time. Aha, right. Damn. Well, That is a real shame. I didn't think this deck would flood out like that. Any deck can, but to run 16 lands and enough sort of cycling. I know I misplayed at the end there, but oh, that's frustrating. That is frustrating. These videos get longer when you do better, don't they? A 7-0 would have been really nice, but hey, I'll take a 5 or 6 win. Things like Hellkite Punishers, that's tough. We do have quite a lot of flyers, so I you know, I don't think attacking into it was the right decision when I attacked him with the Tide Skimmer, and that was where we lost the game. Okay, we have Shock for early, and that's it. I don't like it. One blue mana and it becomes a different story, but I don't like it. Should I have got rid of one of the Scorching Dragonfires? Maybe. I think... so the little bit of... I was waiting to think, do we play Riddle Form on turn 2 and then on turn 3 we could have the Silver Dart, which would make the Riddle Form bigger, but I think realistically we're better off doing that. So they equip the short sword next to... Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. So that's a 5/5. 5/5 flyer. It's annoying. So we can deal with the 5/5 flyer. If they've got something, then they've got something, you know? What are you going to do? I mean, next turn we have the interaction to get rid of that Griffin. And now we're back in front. Okay. I mean, however nice it would have been to hit them with the shock and then grow the Gorger, it's just not worth it. I'd rather have a couple more turns. I'm not sure I'm all that bothered by how long. How much that's going to cost me. So any spell, highly dependent on what they do. Come on, there we are. Again, it was tough. That angel. That's what I mean. It's quite an offensive. You just do it on your own stuff and then you're away. And with the sword, it's quite annoying. But it just so happened I pulled what I needed. Ooh, card. I pulled what I needed to deal with it. So we're in new territory now. We're in that 5 wins bracket. So each time we're playing, we're getting better, which is, I think, a positive, positive experience for everyone. Yeah, happy with that. We've got a turn 1, a turn 2, a turn 3. Now, previously, I would have played an island because I'm a fool, and they either don't know what that card does, or they now, again, debatably, holding the Goblin Arsonist would have been a better plan, but I would rather that if they're going to play something now, Scavenging Ooze is good. They could have accidentally forgotten. I shouldn't be betting on them forgetting what cards do, but hey ho. Yeah, I like Visionary, it's good. Okay, so what have we got here? We can capture Sphere the Ooze next turn, so that's fine. I'm not bothered by the Ooze. If I Rousing Read the Arsonist, it becomes a 2/2. I draw some cards and I cycle. I then attack with both and do 5 damage, but leave myself open to 4, knowing that I'm not that bothered by 4 damage, and then I can fly over them. If they want to use that to ramp something bigger out, then I'm happy to trade with the Capture Sphere for whatever big thing they want to play. I'll have a dart out next turn. Yeah, so that's fine. That again, that's really not. I'm not particularly bothered by Capture Sphere. Yeah, okay. So now it's a bit more annoying, but it can't attack this turn. So again, I'm not particularly bothered. Oh, and there you go. So to be efficient, we're probably wanting to Capture Sphere the Ooze. So if we Capture Sphere the Pteranodon, we can always Ghostlight the Ooze later. I feel like it's just a better use of the mana we have, and it will prevent that damage. They could Ranger's Guile the Pteranodon, which would obviously give it hexproof, which, you know, is annoying, but yeah, we're fine. Like, we're happily trading 5 damage for 2 or 4 damage next turn. The race is ours to lose. Next turn we have the option to, that's annoying, we'll probably just Ghostlight that. Okay, there's 2 of them, that's more annoying. So if we Ghostlight one of them, Yeah, so convoluted, it makes them replay that, kind of waste 2 of their mana. It's a bit annoying. So they could have some sort of buff spell. I'm not bothered by 4 damage. Okay, so must be blocked if able. See, at that stage, okay. I might have got this wrong because they may have been able to. Yeah, okay. I may have thrown this away, you know. Yeah, I don't think this is going to go well, you know. Ugh. I'm sure there's a misplay in there, and I'm so frustrated that has to happen. I think I'm a little bit too aggressive. It's going to be my initial thoughts, and I think that therefore I attack a little bit too early with a little bit too much. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. It'll work its way out. The ooze gaining life was not what I was expecting. I always forget it does that. I've not played with an ooze myself. And I just forget that when I thought it just grew. I didn't think it grew and gained life. Look at me trying to give you all the excuses. Question is, can we still make it to... Can we make it to 6 wins? I don't like that one bit. But I'll wait. Because, you know, stuff like they have 2 of them. That's interesting. Okay, so we have enough mana now to mess some people up. It's a question of, do we want to do that this turn? So I'm keen to see where they're going to go. They could get rid of this with a Grasp of Darkness. I don't really want to turn anything sideways. So they can pump that up now. So they make that a 4/4. Like, I'm happy for them to do it. Okay. So this is like, we've got some things to do. Okay, so we can lofty denial whatever they want to do. Because you'd have thought by this point that they'll have something to do. That's annoying. Okay. I mean, fundamentally, it just puts us in a situation where we're just going to have to I don't feel necessarily bad about sacrificing an Arcanist for the Chorister if I have to this turn. They're going to gain life from it, but you know, I don't really want to be taking that much damage. So they can attack me for 1, that's fine. I can lofty denial whatever they've got, unless they play it for, like, a few. Yeah. I'm kind of okay not playing the Ghostlight yet, because although it would be a few more damage, I'm going to be able to again, in black, you'd assume that they're going to have some things to do. They've got a lot of life gain. They don't seem to be doing a lot with it, which is surprising. You know. Yeah, so it's just a stall until Ugin comes out. I didn't want to go out this way, guys. Hopefully he doesn't know how to play with it. He knows how to play with it. That's just annoying. What deck has this guy got? Grim Tutor Ugin special. I mean, I'm pleased we've lasted this long. So on the Ugin clock, we've got 2 turns. What have they gone and got as well? We can kill it. If they don't play a flash speed anything. That must be all that they literally wanted to do. It's so annoying. Let's see if he deals 3 damage to my face or 3 damage to the little gobbo. Face. This is such a frustrating, sad situation. So I need like a bunch of draw cards. That's not a draw card. Nothing I can do. You've got to assume that he's got something. The Iron Khan. Oh. Such a shame. Okay. What are you going to do? Eugene is... You know? That deck was better than a 5-3. But... a 5-3 nonetheless. We're improving every time we do this. Thank you all for joining. I much appreciate it. Like I said at the start, like, subscribe, show me some love, tell me what I did wrong, tell me what you could have done better if you'd have had the chance. It was fun. Remember guys, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.